Hi there folks, this is Tim with another Elite Dangerous stream, continuing my expedition to various nebulae across the galaxy. Okay, there we go, there's the game footage for you. And let me show you the map, show you where I currently am. So if you're watching this back on the archive, you can see what I'm up to. So this is one system after where I ended the last stream. I ended the last stream about here. So I've just made one jump and refueled before I started the stream. And basically I was supposed to be here last Saturday, and I'm going to try to get as close as I can to this one before obviously tomorrow, which is when I'm supposed to be there. So basically that's it. Playing catch up still, which is what I seem to spend a lot of time doing with Elite Dangerous lately. Hi to Andre in the chat, and hi to Trevor. And if you want to Google it, the journey that I'm on is called the Galactic Nebula Expedition.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
So just 20 jumps to get to the waypoint that I should have been at last Saturday. So I should be there fairly soon.
Fuel scooping.
Yeah, it is a very long trip. I've not been there yet, but I will end up there during this journey. I can quickly show you actually.
Fuel scooping.
The range is well, between 28 and 35, but I have a huge fuel tank, so as you can see I can get this whole distance. I think I can get about 600 light years before I need to refuel, but I have a really crappy fuel scoop, so when I do get to Jacques, which is here, then I'm gonna see if he stocks fuel scoops and maybe change that. So anyway, this is the route that I'm going on. Obviously started off here, came through all of these waypoints. This is the one, like I said, that I was supposed to be at last Saturday, but obviously personal issues prevented me actually playing the game. And then this is the one that I'm supposed to be at tomorrow, so I'm going to get as close to that as I actually can tonight.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
But yeah, I am really hoping that I can upgrade the fuel scoop and get away with that, because I felt like I had brought quite a nice fitting, but the amount of time it takes me to fill the fuel tank is starting to really kind of irritate me now. And the kind of the 1 light year of distance that I get from having a lesser fuel scoop just is not worth it. I would rather have the faster fuel scoop.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
If the stream appears any more choppy today, I have a GTX 1080 that normally doesn't struggle to keep 60 frames a second. If it appears choppy at all, it's possibly because I am actually watching a streamed TV channel on a third screen, because I want to watch the Formula One qualifying from Japan. So I actually have that on a third screen, and it doesn't seem to be affecting
Fuel scooping.
the streaming, but for some reason having it full screen HD does seem to be making the game run a little bit choppy. So maybe it's Chrome's memory usage that is making that happen. I've only noticed it a couple of times, really
Fuel scoop
tiny.
disengaged.
The dual boot is a future project. I would need a few days off streaming probably to be able to get that done. I am glad that I got the refueling done before I started the stream though, because it took about 7 or 8 minutes, and
Fuel scooping.
you know, it's a lot of time for you guys to just sit there watching nothing.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Trevor, if you're still there, were you one of the people doing the kind of the cargo runs back and forth to Jacques Station, or no?
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
I'm just kind of shooting through some really nice systems, but time is of the essence. Yeah, it's unbelievable that some people kind of had the time to actually do that, to go back and forth like that. But you know, I guess when I was a kid, when I was playing Elite 2, I would have had the time.
Fuel scooping.
Alright, this is an interesting system. Pretty sure that's a water world. I mean, there's some cool things here, but again, you know, I just don't have the time to actually go and scan them. No, this is all stock gear in this Anaconda. I haven't done the engineer grind yet. Um, on Twitch, I'm being asked if this is PC. Yes, this is PC. It's not Xbox One. I do stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so if you ever hear me asking a question, it's probably from the other side.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
I don't actually know of very many Elite Dangerous streamers that are actually playing on Xbox. There does seem to be a little bit of a community for it now, and there does seem to be a few people playing it now, but I don't know of any streamers at all.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
There's a WSOF fight on before the Formula One qualifying
Fuel scooping.
that I'm watching on my like on another monitor, and so far all they appear to have been doing is kind of hugging each other on the floor. Not really going to call this one a fight so far.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Must be getting pretty close now. 7 jumps to go. Maybe from the next system I can get a nice screenshot of the Nebula. Yeah, it's about the right size for a good screenshot, I think. The point when I actually got
Fuel scooping.
a little bit disillusioned with Elite Dangerous and actually pretty much stopped playing it was when Engineers came out, and it was very much down to the kind of grindy nature of the gameplay with this update. Was really disappointed actually. So what I'm just wanting to do is close Dropbox and OneDrive, which I have. Okay. Alright, so now if I take a screenshot, it's not going to ruin the stream. Like I was quite excited about Engineers as an update and as an idea because I like the fact that it essentially made every single ship different. You know, it was no longer going to be a case where like a Sidewinder was always going to lose to a Cobra. You know, you could upgrade the Sidewinder's thrusters and maneuverability a little bit, and then you could probably beat a Cobra fairly easily. And that's really what I was quite excited about. So I'm just going to move away from the star here, and you should start to see that nebula in front of me kind of start to appear and become a little bit brighter as I move away from the brightness of the star. But yeah, the Engineers update I was really excited about when they announced it and kind of hearing the basic features. But then once I actually got in there and I started playing it, it felt totally just like a grind, and it really wasn't appealing to me in the slightest. Which it's the first thing that they've done with the game really that made me want to stop playing it. And considering I've been playing it pretty solid since the alpha, that you know it says a lot about how much I disliked that update. That might be as bright as that's gonna get from this system, so I'm just gonna drop into normal space or normal speed just so I can take a screenshot. And you know, it actually felt like it was difficult to work out exactly what was unappealing about the Engineers update to me as well, because I was kind of confused because you know it was a lot of what I'd wanted them to do. Like I said, I loved the fact that you would have these variations and things like that, but it was just so annoying to, like, it literally, the word grind is you know, really overused when describing issues with games, and it's really the only word that I can apply to how I felt, is that it was just going to be an unappealing grind. Yeah, this latest patch is quite interesting. I'm liking the idea of having a fighter and kind of developing almost like a role play kind of relationship with the NPC that you are kind of nurturing and helping to increase their ranks. Okay, these screenshots aren't really as good as I would want, but I'll try again when I get closer. The main reason why I actually went on this expedition was because I wanted to quit playing Elite Dangerous entirely. Like, I hadn't played it for maybe 3 weeks when I thought about going on this expedition. And the good thing with Elite, you know, the thing that I would never kind of be negative about, is the fact that the game has so many different types of games within it. You know, like doing combat and doing kind of bounty hunting and things like that is totally different to doing exploration like I'm doing right now. And the exploration that I'm doing feels like I'm taking a break from everything else which is in the game. And at the point when this expedition started, I really needed that, because I was on the verge of literally stopping playing the game, because that's how the engineers update had somehow kind of twisted me into feeling, you know. Like, I think it took since 2014, I think, for the alpha is when I started playing this. So it took a long time for me to actually feel burned out, and yeah, this expedition is really helping me to stay with it. Well, these are some slightly interesting planets. I don't think... I really don't think any of them are Earth-like worlds, but I'm going to go and check this one out. I've only dropped 41 frames, which is less than a second, in 24 minutes. So if you're getting some stutter, I'm not actually seeing it on my screen. I think it might be your end. I did lower my resolution in the game because I've been playing it at 3840 by 2160, but because I have TV streaming on another screen on the same PC, I lowered Elite down to 1080p for the stream. And yeah, my bitrate seems pretty consistent. Time is it? 12:08. Hopefully the Formula 1 show will start soon, so I don't have to keep watching this pathetic excuse for fighting. It's funny, really, because like I totally grew up watching boxing, and I kind of hate a lot of the new kind of fight series that are out there. Like, they're very standoffish, really. Nope, high metal content world, so it wasn't an Earth-like. So this is the nebula that I'm heading to. You can see it quite nicely there. And you can actually see why the expedition is going in this direction. You can see actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 smaller nebulae within the screen as well. So this is why we're going in this direction.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
What are you rendering, Andre? A YouTube video?
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Okay, that's actually nice and bright, so time for a screenshot with that. Okay, what do you do? Is this for college or something personal, or is this for work? Should probably check that these screenshots are saving, actually. Yes, they are. Okay. Okay. probably just gonna flip this kind of 90 degrees outside the game. Okay. One thing I would love to learn is 3D modeling. I built a few tracks for an old racing game, and I really enjoyed that. But they used their own 3D modeling software, and like, I understand a lot of the concepts, I just haven't ever even attempted to do anything. The company that I work with now, everybody uses 3ds Max, and then we have our own in-house plugins that we use to basically export those in a specific format that we package tracks and cars in. What the hell, is another fight starting? I think Formula 1 qualifying starts in 45 minutes and they're starting another fight. This is unacceptable. Okay, let's have a look. Convert to your local time. Qualifying 1 AM, so 45 minutes. They better show it live. Otherwise, I will be annoyed.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Oh, I guess this is the system I'm supposed to be going to. Haha. Okay. So I have details on where I'm supposed to go. And it is this moon right here. Alright, so I have a couple of pictures of the exact location that I'm supposed to be heading to. And where are those coordinates? Okay, I have the coordinates too, so should be able to find my way here. check the gravity. .08 g. Should be relatively soft landing then. As long as I don't royally screw it up. Okay. At this point, it's very difficult to see anything that I recognize from the images. That, I guess, could be the large crater. So... I actually think that I should be heading about here, but we will see. The coordinates I'm heading to are 50 and 162.
Orbital flight
So,
engaged.
no, this is totally wrong. Totally not the right place. It's actually on the other side of the planet. So, alright, well there's my 50. Oh, going the wrong way. I'd really like to stop losing that 50. There we go, somewhere here. About there, okay. So I'll keep going this direction. I need to get to 162. Not minus 162, I actually need to go to plus 162. What the hell? How am I losing? I'm doing this again, aren't I? This is so annoying. Like, I never know which direction to actually go, and I don't think you can even see it on the system map. Like, there's no... I will persevere, and I will find it. Okay, so let's have another look at this side of the planet. See if anything looks familiar at all. And it really does not. I have a set of screenshots on the forum post. I'm going to try right here. I noticed there's some similar kind of geology on one side. No, but I'm like...
Orbital flight
So,
engaged.
I found my 162. Which is now going down, obviously. Okay, I need to actually get the other way around. Okay, come on. Okay, 50 and 162. Okay, so now I know I'm in roughly the right area. So I'm going to get myself a little bit of height. Turn around and have another look for the landing site. Which I cannot see because it's in shadow.
Orbital flight engaged.
Okay. It is absolutely a chore. This is the only kind of frustration that I have with this kind of mechanic, um, I mean, from what I can see, this area here looks to be the area, so let's see what happens. So 50 and 162. Well, I'm going up on that one, so that can't be right. Still going up. Okay, I'm going down now, so maybe this is the right direction. Okay. So I think it's actually on this kind of cliff edge here. Now every other waypoint that I've been to, I've been there when there've been other players there, so it's actually been really easy finding the exact spot. So this is the first time I've got to try to get it exact, and it's 50.84 and 162.546. And yes, I'm going to try to land in the exact spot, because even though I'm behind the main group, I don't want to kind of cheat in reaching the locations. Alright, maybe it's actually in the canyon. $162,546. I was going slow because I thought it was going to be the end of that canyon. Maybe it's the other side of the canyon. Or here, because they seem very fond of having bits of cliff that stick out. Okay, so I've gone past it. Alright, so 162,546. Oops. Okay. And then which way am I going? Yeah, I need to leave the bottom number alone and just raise the top. There we go. Okay, so if I just head this direction, it is pretty much just changing the top number that you can see on the right hand side of the altitude kind of readout, and I'm looking for 50.84. The images of the planet didn't help me at all this time. It looks like a completely different planet to me. This is definitely a very kind of monotonous process. So 50.84 and 162,546. Oops. Okay. So I'm now pretty much above where I should be. Let's have a quick look. And wow, that's actually on a cliff edge by the look of it. And we have a gas giant and quite a few nearby nebula in the direction that we're heading, more over here, and obviously the nebula that we're right next to is right there. Okay. Oops. So 50.84. Okay. All right. See if there's actually a flat location on this cliff edge for me. Looks like there is. Okay. Landing successful. God, that was a pain. Like I said, it's been really easy every other time because I have arrived there and there's already other players kind of flying about, you know, driving in their SRVs, you know, just kind of throwing up dust everywhere. And it's been really easy to just kind of follow them in. But when you're not with the main group, the actual challenge, you know, of when you don't know which direction you're supposed to fly, it's pretty annoying. Okay, so I'm gonna just quickly take another screenshot. You know, I'm not really here to hang around. Do need to get going. Has it seriously taken me all that time? That took me a really long time. Handbrake. Why am I not moving? Okay. Maybe I need to recalibrate the controls. That's not annoying at all. Oh wait, yes it is. Okay, steering axis. Well, why aren't you working? Or you were working, weren't you? Okay. Roll is still there. Driving throttle. That'll be it. That'll be the problem. Okay. Ta-da. You know, it definitely makes a difference in the visuals when I'm running 1080p. Up until, you know, the beginning of this stream, I've been running NVIDIA DSR, which allows you to run a higher resolution than your monitor actually supports. And it's a cool way of basically getting rid of the aliasing. Like you can see, you should be able to see on the stream, like if you look at the straight lines of the ship, you'll actually be able to see kind of jagged lines for the pixels and things. And if I go and change my resolution now, even though I have a 1080p monitor, I'm going to up the resolution to 3840 by 2160 using NVIDIA DSR. Okay, so now if you look at the ship, from what I can see, hopefully you can see this on the stream too, a lot of the jagged lines that you could see on the straight lines of the ship are now gone, 100% gone. And that's really, really cool. I really enjoy using that. The galactic plane is super bright right here. It's a bit of a busy screenshot, really, this one. One thing that I don't really like about the ambient light when you're on the shaded side of a planet is that although it's partially correct that you wouldn't see a shadow under the ship, they at least need some, I think it's called ambient occlusion, to make it look a little bit more realistic. I don't know what I'm going to take a screenshot of here. I'm kind of losing it. Okay. I think I already got one of this angle, but just grab one more. I'm not a person that thinks that screenshots always have to be in landscape. If I see a good kind of portrait screenshot, then I'll take it. I hate how thin the rings on gas giants always look from the side. You know, whether that's realistic or not, you know, it just
Landing gear retracted.
would be nice if there was kind of a slight angle to it, so it was more of an oval shape than a straight line. That's all I'm saying. Like, as you can see, I actually do my best to avoid showing gas giants in screenshots. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Because if I head up here, I'm pretty sure I can make this gas giant look a lot nicer. Maybe went a little bit too far there. I actually want a little bit of the ring to be obscured. There we go. Alright, so on to the next waypoint. Alright, so next waypoint is, I think, this one. Obviously it's out of range for a direct route. That's a shame. I'm so far behind the group that I'm not going to have time to visit some of these other nebula that are on the way that I'm sure the rest of the group are probably visiting. But oh well. Come on, let me select a star, please. Okay. Not an exact straight line, but I'm okay with that. Okay, so waypoint 6, which is the next one, should be a lot easier to find on the planet because it's actually in a huge crater.
Fuel scooping.
So that's nice.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
And Formula 1 qualifying should be starting in 3 minutes. And currently I have a guy with what the British call cauliflower ears. That's kind of a rugby term more than anything. Talking into a microphone, so hopefully they're going to switch over soon.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Oops. They could probably do with making
Fuel scooping.
their kind of minimum planetary ring size actually a little bit thicker, even if it's not realistic. Because there's a station that I consider my sort of home base, and it's actually, the station itself actually orbits the planet inside of the ring. It's not like surrounded by rocks or anything. It's just that the orbit of the rocks is outside of the orbit of the station, and I kind of base myself there. It's called LTT 4961. The station is called Conway City, and basically the annoying thing about that is that the station orbits exactly on the line that the planetary ring is on, and when you exit the station, when you undock, you cannot see that the planet that you're at even has a planetary ring. The line is actually invisible. So yeah, I mean, I can totally see what you say when you say that it seems like it's a bug when it's like that, because yeah, it's
Fuel
annoying.
scooping.
And it would look a lot better on screenshots if it was just a little bit
Fuel
thicker.
scoop disengaged.
Yay, the sports channel that I have just switched over to Formula One qualifying, so I'm going to be happy now playing my game for an hour while watching that.
Fuel scooping.
And I'll stop whining now about the fact that there's fighting on instead.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping.
I really hate this fuel scoop.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
It's way too slow. Trev, if you're still there, do you know whether Jacques actually sells fuel scoops?
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Okay, I mean, it's fine. I can cope with the fuel scoop I have, but it's just my mistake, really. That's all.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel
Whoa.
scooping.
Hang on a minute. Looks like I'm surrounded by stuff. Interesting system. Let's get a little bit closer here. So you can see those heat sinks on the top. There we go. I think that's a better angle.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Yeah, I've run through a couple before. I don't know if you saw on the Elite Dangerous Facebook page, but they recently had an animation from someone where he ran through the middle of two different stars. I'm just going to try and find it because it was really cool.
Fuel scooping.
Here we go. Okay. Just going to send you a link. Obviously come back to my stream after you've watched it.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Yeah, he was certainly putting himself at risk with that, because he wasn't in the cockpit. He must have had to line that up before he did it. So it was pretty cool that he went through the whole thing with the external camera as well. Oops. Sorry, I keep hitting the microphone with my hand.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scoop disengaged.
I'm really surprised by how few Earth-like worlds and even water worlds I've actually found. Every other exploration run that I've done, I've found more than this.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
You know what I've just thought? I never turned around to see the nebula that I just left, and there it is. So before I go any further, I'm just going to get a shot of that from this distance. Oops,
Power plant capacity exceeded.
don't need my weapons, thank you.
skip disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for watching. And thank you for the company, and I think you gave me a couple of answers on questions too, so thank you.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
That's an odd-looking gas giant. Why is it not letting me actually select it? Okay, I'll select something else and then select that again. There we go. It says class 3. Never seen those colours though on a gas giant. There's some pretty cool looking rings. Never seen a gas giant that looks like that. Ever. Quite curious, actually. What its atmosphere is like. So 74% hydrogen, 26% helium. So it's an ordinary class 3. Surprised by that.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
I guess it's quite similar to that one. That is a brown dwarf with a ring. Not many people watching tonight. I think it's just you, Andre. Must be something crazy going on, like I think Star Citizen have their Citizen Con streams all weekend and stuff like that. But also, I'm not really doing anything interesting, so anyone that pops in just leaves.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping.
of stars in this system. That took way too long to load there. Yeah, a lot of brown dwarfs, a lot of gas giants.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Good morning, how are you today? I've been streaming for about 2 hours and I'm probably going to stop in about 20 minutes, I think. little bit of an earlier finish today. I have a
Fuel scooping.
kid's birthday party to try to be smiling my way through tomorrow.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I think I missed a water world with a planetary ring there, but never mind. Still just trying to catch up where I should be, really.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Yeah, normally I stream until maybe 9 a.m. UK time. Oh, cool. Blackpool Illuminations. Should be fun. Maybe.
Fuel scooping.
Depends, are they still the age where they need naps or not?
Fuel scoop
'Cause,
disengaged.
Because mine are, but rarely actually take them. Combination of them deciding that they don't need a nap today, and as well, you know, we just basically have too much to do on a weekend, and taking 2 hours where we just basically have to sit in the house and just kind of wait to see whether or not they're going to waste our time and not nap is something that quite often we're just not willing to even try. Alright, looks like this was the last
Fuel
jump
scooping.
in my route plotter. Okay, I don't think that's... Oh, it might overheat actually, it just went
Warning,
up to
temperature
79.
critical.
Okay, that should be safe, I think. Yeah, okay. But the nap on the journey home is the best bit of the trip, because they're all quiet. It's fantastic. Alright, about there, I think. And maybe a little bit of height too. There. Okay.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I'm watching Formula 1 qualifying at the same time as I'm streaming today, so I'm quite well entertained.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
You haven't heard anything from Suzanne for a while either, right?
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Flying an Anaconda right now. It's fitted kind of a mixed fitting, like I have weapons and things like that, even though I'm exploring.
Fuel scooping.
And you know, I'm quite happy that I have brought weapons and things, because I don't know what things are going to be like when I go back into populated space at the end of this, whether there's going to be like an alien conflict going on or whatever. So, you know, I'm quite happy about that. Have shields and stuff like that, but it's quite a nice exploration fitting. The only thing that I don't like is the fuel scoop, which is too small. And I decided to fit a small fuel scoop because it gave me a little bit of an extra jump range, but I now would much rather have the better fuel scoop. But it's not going to stop me, I can cope. Just every so often I just kind of have to sit next to a sun for 7 or 8 minutes to refuel.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I haven't done any engineer upgrades to it at all. I'm pretty sure that's a water world. And while I would like to scan that water world, it is way too far away for me to bother with. Yeah, it's weird. You know, I think about her a lot. You know, every time there's a storm around here or whereabouts I knew that she lived. you know, it's so weird that she was such a massive part of the Google Plus community with us and then just disappeared. Um, you know, it's very weird.
Fuel scooping.
I mean, there was basically a point where the sole reason for bothering to go to
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Google Plus was to see what funny things she had posted that day. She posted some pretty hysterical things. Yeah, the engineer update really didn't do much for me. In many ways, it actually pushed me away from playing Elite Dangerous. Um, I I found it really confusing at first. It took me a little while to understand. Um, yes, I'm playing in a private group, the one that the rest of the Galactic Nebula expedition are all in. Everybody who's in this expedition that's using these waypoints, we're all playing in the same private group, so we can all see each other. So yeah, the engineers updates, Headborough, it really kind of put me off. I hadn't really experienced burnout with Elite Dangerous from the alpha, playing it really solidly, as you know, all the way through. And then they came out with the engineers update, and I was really excited about the update. I was really excited about the fact that you might get a Sidewinder that's way more maneuverable than you expect a Sidewinder to be, and it ends up becoming a match for your kind of Cobra or your whatever. And I thought that variation was going to be fantastic. I was really excited about it. And then they released the beta, and I went and I tried it, and I was just like, this is very, very, very grindy. And you know, I've always defended Elite Dangerous in the way that if you didn't want to do something, then you could just not do that part of the gameplay. But when they released this and it was like that, I just, you know, it was almost like they'd released an update that they didn't want me to play, you know? And yeah, it was a very negative update for me. Bought this game 2 weeks ago, and I got so much into it that I bought a Sadek X52 Pro. Yes, I actually think when this ship was built, they had a deal with Cytec, or Satec, however you say it, to basically model the stick after their joysticks, and that's why they look like that.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
And just to finish my thought, the main reason why I'm doing this expedition is, you know, one of the things that I think that is great about Elite is that if you want to break from a certain style of gameplay, you can go and do one which is completely different, and it feels like you're playing a different game. Anyway,
Fuel scooping.
so. With my mentality and with the way that I had played the game,
Fuel
the
scoop disengaged.
gathering of resources to appease the engineers was something that I couldn't cope with doing. It just annoyed me too much. So I thought, well, I'm going to do something completely different that is going to allow me to keep playing Elite. Because I want to keep playing this game. It's just that I was burned out playing it the way that I had been. So the reason why I'm doing this expedition and doing this exploring is because it's so completely different from what I regularly do, and it allows me to kind of keep my foot in the door with Elite.
Fuel scooping.
Because otherwise, I'm afraid that when the Engineers
Fuel scoop
release
disengaged.
actually came out, I probably would have stopped playing the game. And considering I played Elite 2 from 1993 until 2013, it says a lot that that this game couldn't hold me when that one could. Because I still have my Amiga 600. Yeah, if you've never played a game like Elite Dangerous, I mean, it's kind of an interesting thing to come into because a lot of games these days, they lead you through a story. And that's the expectation that a lot of people have from a game. It's kind of like how in Grand Theft Auto, if you go through and you follow the storyline, and then you finish the storyline, then you're kind of given the open world. And the way that I often feel with the Grand Theft Auto games is that once I've finished the storyline, I'm like, well, you know, I'm not really interested in doing anything else now, thanks. You know, because the storyline and the characters and the interactions and things there was why I was actually playing it. But the thing with Elite is that basically there is no storyline. Essentially, there's this big kind of overarching story about the Federation and the Empire and stuff like that. But in reality, it's like you are the storyline. So.
Fuel scooping.
You know, their original marketing slogan was "Blaze your own trail," and I mean, what that really means is that you need to kind of pick something that you're going to be and go do it.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
And there's a large portion of me that actually wishes that I had stuck with kind of role-playing what I actually originally wanted to be a little bit more, because I've kind of gone and I've done a little bit of everything, and I feel a little bit disjointed and disconnected now from the game in a way I don't really like. But anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure whether this joystick will actually stay as the ship controls, because I think
Fuel scooping.
Frontier might have signed a deal with Thrustmaster. And the reason why I think that is because until this year, every single event that Frontier ever went to, they had obviously been supplied by with X-52s to use at trade shows and Gamescom and things like that. And then this year I noticed that they have started taking they had Warthogs one time that I saw, and various other Thrustmaster sticks. And then the last event that they went to, they actually had the T16000M FCS HOTAS, which I just reviewed on my channel. So I think they've actually done a deal of some kind with Thrustmaster now. So you never know, they might replace those. Be interesting if they did kind of do that deal. I need to refuel.
Disengaged.
That's the boring bit. Yeah, the T16000M FCS HOTAS, if you check my channel, I maybe 3 videos ago, I think, I reviewed it because I managed to get one early. I work for a software developer that makes racing simulations, and basically whenever Thrustmaster make a new steering wheel and pedals, they basically send one to people that make racing games so that we can make sure that it's compatible and that there's no issues and things like that. So I basically was cheeky and asked the people that distribute those whether I could get one of those joysticks early for my YouTube channel, and they sent me one. Okay. I think it's a very, very, very good stick. I still think that the best combination all round is what I actually use, which is a T16000M stick I have on the right and a Warthog throttle I have on the left.
Fuel scooping.
Oh no, my Formula 1 qualifying stream has frozen. Oh no, it's playing now. That's good.
Warning, temperature critical.
Damn it. Okay. So I'm going to have to sit here for a while now and basically refuel. I think what I'm going to do, because I was going to go to bed after qualifying for the Formula 1 finished anyway, which is actually finishing right now. I'm going to sit here and refuel. If you guys want to stay and talk to me, that's fine. But I'm not going to move the ship from this position. So yeah, it's going okay, I think. Where am I? Yeah, so I'm going to end it right here. I think I can easily get to here tomorrow night. Yeah, 2,386, that's quite easy actually. It's still quite annoying that I'm going to be missing out on a lot of these nearby ones that I think everyone else is actually going to visit and I'm not. but I'm behind them. Everybody else is going to be here tomorrow, and I really need to try to get there tomorrow night so that I can kind of get on with the next leg. And then if I get that done, then I can divert and try to hit a couple of these kind of on my way over. But you can see why the expedition goes through this area. It's just like crawling with nebulas. And then Jack's station is right there. So yeah, I've done okay. Started all the way over here. Got to here now. And then coming back in towards Jack's, and then back in towards Sagittarius A. And then when I get there, that'll probably be November. So I'm going to have a decision to make at that point. And I might actually try to go to Beagle Point. Okay. I'm not overheating, that's good. Beagle Point is this system right here, and that's kind of accepted as the go-to place on this rim of the galaxy. Now that you have various upgrades, you can probably get it a little bit further. Like maybe you'd be able to jump to that with an upgrade. So, but that's still the location that I'm going to go to, and it would be silly for me to get all this distance, which is like 25,000 light years, and then waste that amount of distance between here and here and not go all the way, you know? So I'm leaning towards actually doing it. How much more before you catch up to the group? Well, the group is supposed to be here tomorrow at 6 p.m. my time. It's 2 a.m. or today at 6 p.m. my time, and it's now 2 a.m. my time. So I'm pretty much not behind the group right now. I'm actually almost where I should be. But I always seem to be playing catch up because, you know, life gets in the way. So yeah, it would be nice if I can get there tomorrow night, and then during the week, next week, actually get to this location, and then leave there and actually go and hit a couple of these nebulas on my way to here. Because this actually looks like a pretty long leg. These are 1,000 light year blocks, or are they? Yes, they are. They're 1,000 light year blocks. So I mean, if you think that's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 in a straight line that way. So yeah, I would say it's probably 4,500 light years between that one and that one. And that doesn't look like a short hop either. This one was 44,000, or 4,400, sorry. So yeah. Role-playing in ED, that hasn't worked out for me. Yeah, it hasn't worked out for me either. And yeah, I do think it's down to the game not kind of having those, or that level of support that you would want it to have. The features and things kind of quick enough. It's been disappointing on that front. That's why kind of hopping into Star Citizen like I have just recently, it's made me feel kind of really interested in the things that are already in Star Citizen. That I feel like are probably 2-3 years away with Elite anyway. Um, I'm kind of thinking to myself that with a lot of things, Star Citizen's actually going to get there first now, and I never thought that before. And it's almost kind of disappointing that that's how it's going to be, because I really like the guys that develop Elite Dangerous. Like Ed is just fantastic. Ed Lewis, that is. Uh, really like a lot of those guys. And if I still lived in the UK, like every single event that they do, like every single gathering and everything, I would so be there. And all of the things that they've asked for volunteers for, like volunteering at E3 for them or Gamescom or anything like that, I would so be there in a heartbeat. But living in the States, it kind of messes with that a little bit. So, Formula 1 qualifying is over. I won't spoil it if any of you watch it. Pretty much the result I expected. Hello, Laudria, how are you? I'm actually just about to finish my stream. I was just chatting while I refuel. Yeah, I'm not doing too badly. As I was just saying to the guys, this is where I'm supposed to be tomorrow. So just 2,300 light years. So I'm pretty happy with that. There is actually a black hole there, is there? Oh no, it was just a silly shadow. Let's have a look though. These kind of nebulas, they often have something in them. Okay, non-sequence stars. Well, that's annoying. Not even any neutron stars. Nothing. Come on, there has to be some... So weird. Yeah, okay then. Still refueling. Hi Jack, how are you? I'm actually about to end the stream. I'm just refueling and chatting while I'm doing it. Yeah, the path to development with Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous, like, literally could not be more different. Elite Dangerous, it's like if you think of a tower of blocks, you know, where the end goal is to be 10 blocks high. You know, like Elite Dangerous, literally just put a block down, put another block on top of it, another block on top of it, another block on top of it, and you know, they're gradually working towards being 10 blocks high. And what I feel like the Star Citizen guys have done is that it's like they're building 10 blocks, and right now they're just kind of laid out, waiting to be stacked on top of each other. And you know, it's really interesting to see how different that actually is, and how different it will make things. But I honestly am starting to believe that Star Citizen is going to get there first with a lot of the things people want from Elite.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
And like I said, you know, I never, ever, ever expected to say that. It's and it is, you know, as an Elite fan, because, you know, with the Wing Commander series, which I have all of them on my shelf still, I played through those one time, loved them, never touched them again. Elite 2, I played that for 20 years, and you know, I am an Elite fan. I am an Elite Dangerous player. If you ask me what space games I play Elite Dangerous. And it almost pains me to say that I think Star Citizen's going to get there first with what I actually want to play. So yeah. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna shut that down so I'm safe. I'm gonna put this on to say thanks while I continue talking. They do, in Elite, they do have the supermassive black hole at the center of the galaxy. It doesn't look as impressive as a lot of people probably want it to look, and I think that at some point they will probably revisit how black holes look. I'm just gonna get you my link. Hi there, this is... Oops. This is the video of my visit, my first visit to Sagittarius A, which is the center of the galaxy. Pasted in the chat for you there. Let's see. It basically, you know, it's obviously a large ball with light that kind of bends around it. You know, that's what you see right now at the center of the galaxy. There's no kind of discs around it or anything like that you'll have seen in a few movies, and it's not black. And the reason for that is because you'd still get the ambient light from surrounding space. So it's not really black, it's just not letting any light out of itself, but it still has the ambient light of the space that's surrounding it, which is not black, because you're surrounded by a denser amount of dust and stars and stuff like that. So the space at the center of the galaxy is not black, so the black hole isn't black, because it's got the ambient light. But that's not what people expect to see. So that's why the video that I've posted you is kind of a little bit disappointing. So let's see. Star Citizen might get there first, but Elite Dangerous will get there too eventually, I think. Yeah, I agree. But the more that I play Star Citizen Alpha, the more I like the way that things transition. And the way that they've developed things too, like if I put it in kind of racing car simulation speak, basically in the racing sims that we make, you have kind of different player skeletons. Basically, if you're in the cockpit view, you don't render the back of the car because it's not needed. And when you are showing that player's car to a different player or viewing that car from a TV camera or something like that, then you render the rest of the car, but you basically have a crappy low resolution cockpit because you're no longer in the cockpit view. And taking that to Star Citizen, they've actually done something that most developers thought was impossible. Which is that they have kind of one skeleton. So basically, no matter what you're doing, you still have the full body, and everything that's actually happening is there. If you think of like the gun, for example, and they actually showed this on a live stream recently, where basically if you wherever you have your gun pointed and you pull the trigger, it's going to go in that direction, and other players are going to see it go in that direction. And the reason for that is because you are using the same skeleton from both angles, from every single angle, every single viewpoint, everything like that. And as far as I know, that's never been done in software development ever before. And for them to have tackled and solved that problem, for me, that says a lot about how they're actually approaching this. I think there's actually been papers like written on the fact that you cannot do what they've actually done. So, you know, like if you play kind of Call of Duty or anything like that, and you get in a certain situation where you're viewing from a certain viewpoint, and someone pulls the trigger, basically the bullet will fire out where that player was looking from their viewpoint. But if you're another player looking at them, their gun could have been pointing straight up in the air, but they'll still shoot you because they were actually looking at you, not up in the air. But in Star Citizen, whatever the player's model is actually doing, it's doing in everybody's view. I hope I'm coming across and actually saying that in a way that people are understanding. But they've done a few things in the development of this game that weren't possible before they did it, or weren't thought to be possible before they did it. And you know, you can say the same thing with Elite Dangerous 2. There's a lot of things that they've done that are incredibly impressive that I don't think another studio could have done. But yeah, it's. I mean, we're in a very, very, very good position as people that play space games, because we have at least 2 studios that are doing things that are absolutely amazing, and it's genuinely fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, but we kind of I do like the fact that with the 2.2 update they've revisited neutron stars and um, basically made them look a hell of a lot better. So yeah, I hope that they will look at black holes and add kind of disks and various things that you see in sort of scientifically accurate movies. Um, you know, it would be really nice. And then obviously the big thing is planetary landings on atmospheric planets, which it's going to be one of those tough things to get done. Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous have taken different approaches. ED built the framework and is filling the extras, whereas Star Citizen is building foundations and then working up from there. Yeah, exactly. yeah, like I said, if you think that the objective is to build a 10 block tower, Elite Dangerous is building one block on top of the other, and Star Citizen is building 10 blocks and waiting to get them done so it can stack them up. I think the stream that you're looking forward to is probably on Sunday with Star Citizen. Tomorrow I think they'll just be continuing what they did today. I actually watched a little bit of their live stream today, where they were basically giving away ships every hour. So if you want to try to win a game package from the Star Citizen guys, watch the stream today. Yeah, just basically, I think it was !raffle in the Twitch chat once an hour, and then you just needed to be there at the end of the hour when they would draw it, to basically claim a free game package, which would include Star Citizen and Squadron 42, which is the single player campaign, and then they would give you a ship with it as well. And yeah, they were doing that every hour yesterday, and then they're going to do that again today. And then on Sunday they have Citizen Con, which is their kind of gathering of Star Citizen players, and they're going to, I guess, reveal some more of what they've been working on, probably what's coming in the way that they kind of release news beforehand. Maybe they'll preview something that's going to be in 3.0, or maybe they'll preview something that's going to be in 3.5. They're currently on 2.5, and you know, we're just basically waiting to see what they're going to tease us with, which I'm sure will be fantastic. The Gamescom presentation, if you haven't seen it, was really nice. Very cool to watch, and it was right after that I started playing Star Citizen, because I watched that live stream and I thought, you know, if they're showing this, how far is the actual game in development? And that's when I did my series of plays. Yes, I have no idea what that means. Okay, well, I basically chatted for like 25 minutes at the end there, but okay. I'm gonna log off and say good night or good morning or wherever you are, and I will probably be back at some point tomorrow night. I'm not sure when exactly. As I was saying to Headborough Ant Farm earlier, we have kind of a kid's birthday party that we're going to, Halloween type theming thing. So we're going to be going to that, and then probably bringing home sleepy, kind of annoying kids because they get extra annoying when they're tired. And then hoping that they actually go to bed good at night so I can start streaming a little bit earlier. And yeah, once I do that, then I'll be online. And then I'm really hoping that if I can get to the next waypoint, maybe make it a few thousand light years towards the next one tomorrow night, then, or Saturday night, that is, then I'm really hoping that I can go back and do another Star Citizen stream on Sunday night. But obviously, everything's subject to change. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone, and it's been really cool to have you guys in the chat. Good night.